What's up, guys? Good morning. We are here in lovely Heckscher Park. We're going to be doing a part of the Greenbelt Trail today, going up from Heckscher Park through Bayard Cutting Arboretum, through Connetquot State Park, ending up in Lakeland. Beautiful morning here. You guys will see the sun coming up here shortly, going by some Canadian black-necked geese, as my daughter calls them. We're going to be doing a little over 10 miles today. Beautiful morning, nice and chilly. Let's get to it. So the beginning of the trail is, sand. We're on a beach. One thing that I didn't remember was to pack my gaiters. I had just little coverings for my boots so that stuff doesn't come in. So far, I mean, 2 minutes into it, there's not too much sand coming into my boots yet, but by the time I make my way out of Heckscher Park, I don't think that'll be the case. So yeah, the beginning part there was a little bit, I don't know, industrial. You're basically walking along a parking lot, but then it opens up into this area. It's really nice. You got water on one side, you got basically vegetation all around you. Kind of feels like Nevada a little, but yeah, let's carry on. Keep seeing this stuff. It almost looks like broccoli on the ground. I don't recognize it, but you know, I'm not sure what it is. It looks interesting though. Did you guys see those deer tracks back there going to the water? They must have wanted to take a little hike themselves and just go catch some views or something. But yeah, that was funny. I've been trying to be more present in life in general, and these hikes are kind of helping with that. You guys are probably saying, well, you know, you're present, but you're carrying a camera around. But as I'm walking, I'm trying to take in the sights, look around. I have noticed that when I'm talking, I tend to look down a lot, so I gotta work on that. But in general, I'm recording for a few minutes and then walking a bunch, and then recording for a few minutes and then walking a bunch. I also tend to notice that, like, when I'm not paying attention, my pace picks up. I walk faster with a slower gait. So I'm trying to work on slowing that down. And just being, mindful and appreciative of stuff around me. And I think these trails help out with that. So yeah, we'll carry on. Well, still pretty early here, but the sun beating on me. Definitely starting to get a little warm, so I think I might take off a layer, take off this they call it a puffer jacket. Basically a lightweight jacket that just kind of goes on as a an external shell. And yeah, I think I'm gonna get rid of it real quick. Just need a place to kind of put my stuff down here. Let's see. I'm not sure if this is part of the official Greenbelt Trail, or it just so happens that the tracks I'm following on all trails happen to cut this corner because there's no signage whatsoever to turn there, but the trail on all trails marked Greenbelt turns there. So I mean, at the end of the day, I know that's going to get me where the end goal is, so I'll go ahead and follow that. But I'm curious if this left was just a shortcut. So we're on the east side of Heckscher Park, walking along the beach, and then we're turning left and kind of cutting into the center. I mean, it looks pretty similar to what we've already been seeing. So I'll just continue enjoying the walk. And of course, as soon as I say that, There's an offset trail marker. I don't know if you guys can see that. It says Greenbelt Trail. So yeah, looks like we are in fact on the official path. Definitely seems like it gets denser over here, but it's nice. I feel like the times I've been to Heckscher Park, it's just like flat. Not a whole lot going on as far as terrain. What the terrain that we saw at the beginning there, that I said it looked like Nevada, that's kind of what I was expecting for the whole time I was in Heckscher. But this has some pretty nicely grown foliage. Oh, and some geese above us. Let me show you guys. So we are still in Heckscher, and I mean, wow, I had no idea there was this much wooded area over here. I mean, I've always gone to Heckscher just to go to the beaches, maybe the picnic areas, you know, barbecue. But man, there's like legitimately wooded areas. So yeah, I mean, I know they have campgrounds, but I always thought, you know, you're camping basically in a sanded parking lot close to the beach. So yeah, I'm pretty surprised, but so far really enjoying it. Hope you guys are too, and we'll continue on. So we've arrived at the playground slash campground. We are about a little over 2 miles in. And yeah, still proceeding very well. Sign warning against one of my favorites, ticks. I hate ticks. Thankfully, in the winter, they are a lot less of a nuisance. They are still somewhat a nuisance because ticks don't necessarily die over the winter. They basically just hibernate under piles of leaves and anywhere they can find refuge from the cold and the snow. So, like right now, I'm walking through a pile of leaves. So, you know, you never know. But chances are pretty slim. Chances are extremely slim if it's freezing, or below freezing, I should say, because ticks, metabolism doesn't work at freezing temperatures. So even if they come out of their little burrows, hiding spots, and grab onto you, they can't really do anything. So when it's below freezing outside, you can feel very confident there's no ticks. When it comes above freezing, like today, it's like, now it's probably 39, 40. It's gonna go into the 50s. You know, gotta start being a little bit more cautious. And when it's consistently above freezing, that's it, you gotta do a tick check every time. So, yeah. So far, so good. We passed the playground area. We're now continuing north towards the cutting arboretum, continuing to follow these white blazes, which are very well marked, I gotta say. Most places, except for that little weird turn off the beach, that didn't seem to be marked, unless I missed it. You guys might tell me that. Maybe you saw something in the video I didn't, but that little turn off the beach was I don't know, I was just following the trail that was, laid out on all trails, but that kind of confused me a little bit. But I mean, we picked up the trail a little bit down the path there, so I guess it was right. But yeah, we'll just continue on here. So we are now, soon getting to the border where we actually leave Heckscher. I think there's gonna be some walking along the highway for us, so that should be interesting. But yeah, so far so good. I can hear some cars off in the distance there. So there was a section where you're walking along the service road. That wasn't great. I mean, we're still pretty close to it. You can see in the background there. But the trail at one point has you walking literally on the service road. And then here it cuts back into more woodsy areas. So, you know, not great when you're walking by cars that are speeding down the road 40, 50 miles an hour. But yeah, I'm glad that it goes back into the wooded area. And I think this is pretty much this type of terrain up until Bayard. So I'll probably show you guys a little bit of what this looks like, and then just put the phone down up until we come across something a little bit more scenic and less noisy with the cars in the background. So we're about halfway to Baird. Pretty much the same type of scenery that you guys have been seeing. There's some construction going on in the background. Cars to my left driving on a service road. The path stayed relatively similar, except here it looks like there's going to be a little bit of a dip. Oh, it's like a little bridge coming. That's cool. So yeah, pretty neutral, I would say. Kind of nice. So we'll continue on. Oh boy, it is muddy over here. Thankfully, I'm wearing my my hiking boots. This is sketchy. This seems a little sketchy. So I probably had to cut right there, but you have to cross that intersection to make your way across to continue the trail. So yeah, definitely be careful with the intersection. That was, not terrible, just a little weird. I'm sure if someone is watching this and they live in like New York City, they're like, that's a great section, so safe. But, just didn't feel great. So, yeah, just be careful with it. So we are 4.3 miles in. About 2/3 of the way to Baird. So, for you guys, it's probably been some quick cuts. For myself, just walking along woodsy paths covered in leaves with the constant background noise of cars. Again, not terrible. I know this is kind of part of the trail. Just got to make your way through it. But yeah, once we get into Baird, Connetquot should be quieter for those sections. So far, feeling pretty good. My hiking shoes are holding up. I do feel like there's a tiny pebble or something rolling around in there, so I'm kicking myself for two things. One, not bringing gaiters. Two, not bringing like a chair, a seat, something to sit down and actually just like shake out my boots, because it doesn't seem to be many sitting areas on the way. Oh, looks like another sketchy crossing. Yeah, it is. Let me show you guys. So yeah, this is a double yellow that we are gonna have to cross. So I'm just gonna quickly make my way here. Yeah, this is definitely the right path because there's the white blazes. So we continue on. This is a little bit more like it. You still hear some background noise, some cars, but now we're more in the woods. I mean, it feels pretty open, but you're not like right on the side of the road with a bunch of cars anymore. Oh, it's a bunch of fallen trees. Nope, path is clear. Nice. So yeah, someone sent me a message just saying, hey, you know, why are you recording these videos of like local trails and simple stuff? So there's 3 things that I like. Well, there's a lot of things that I like, but when it comes to, you know, outdoors, hiking, nature, there's really 3 things. I like hiking, I like backpacking, and I like camping, right? Those are 3 all kind of intertwined. You kind of have to hike to go backpacking, kind of have to camp, or I mean, you can sleep outdoors, you know, cowboy camping, all that, but you got to do some sort of camping to go backpacking. So my end goal, or where I have the most fun, is probably backpacking, but I like to share hiking, camping, all that stuff with people, especially because there's been quite a few people that shared with me. They made their own videos, and I learned a lot from YouTube. There's a lot of classes out there as well, you know, backpacking, winter backpacking, camping basics, a ton of stuff out there. Quite a few people sell courses on it. Again, I'm not big on spending money if I don't have to, so I learned a lot of the stuff from YouTube, myself, trial and error, and then I like to kind of, you know, pass that forward. And my personal favorite kind of videos are videos in which, I guess you call them like virtual walks, basically, where I can load up a video. It could be hike, backpacking trip, you know, whatever. More than, you know, 45 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes, just a long video. And I can put it on, whether actively watching or in the background. It's just very relaxing to me. So during like downtime, those are the videos that I like to watch. People's trips. There's other stuff, of course, you know, gear reviews and whatnot, but if I see a hiking or backpacking or anything video and it's got, you know, 2 minutes, 5 minutes runtime, I don't like that. Or sometimes you'll find that there's videos that are like, you know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but it's just a slideshow. It's just pictures. I like 2 things. I like videos of people walking or people doing something, people setting up their camp, people, anything. I like just watching what people do. And I like when people are talking about their experiences, their journey, things that they find along the way. Like I watched one video of a guy who had, I think it was like an 8-minute video of this trail, and he called out these wacky road crossings. And so in my mind, I could keep my phone in my pocket and just cross it, or I could call that out for the next person, so if they watch my video, they know what to expect. So yep, my videos are on the longer side, but that's because that's the kind of videos I like watching. It's the ones on the longer side where you get these walking type feeling videos. Plus, there's also people out there that can't necessarily come out here. You know, maybe they're going through some medical issues, maybe they're too young, maybe they, whatever. And, you know, someday if I'm on the couch somewhere, I can't hike anymore, I can't be outside, the video I'm making is the video that I would probably watch if I can't come out. So that's why. And to those of you that enjoy these types of videos, rock on, you know, hit that like, hit that to subscribe, all that stuff. That's really it. I'm making the videos for people like myself, and I'm making the videos that I would like to watch. Hope that answers that question. Well, now we're talking. This feels like woods. You still hear probably cars, maybe a train in the background. But this is the kind of hiking I like. You know, a nice narrow path. Enough for one person, but tough for two people to walk side by side. Kind of, I don't want to say closed off because it feels open, but you know, feels like you're in your own little world. Yeah, this is the type of stuff that I enjoy. Just hitting the halfway mark. Happens to be over a train line, walking along a highway. Cars. That's the train line. But yeah, 5 miles in, going strong. At this point, we're just shy of Baird, passing by this really nice lake. Some more geese in there, which is lovely. So yeah, and that one video that I mentioned, when the person got to Baird, they had a problem, you know, getting in, and then like someone was nice enough to let them in after they explained they were doing the Greenbelt. So hoping either we don't run into any issues, or if we do, someone is nice enough to just let us in. So hoping for the best here. But yeah, we're just a few minutes shy of hitting Baird, which is crazy because we're over halfway to our destination. But we still have to go through Baird, still have to go through Connetquot, and then on to Lakeland. Oh boy, I'm sensing another scramble across a busy road. Seeing a busy road here. Lots of cars going over it. Unless this is the bridge that goes under, which I did see in another video. It might be. We'll see. Oh, it is. exciting, except I'm not even a tall guy. I'm like 5'7", and I have to scoot down here, so it's a little sketchy, but wonderful. Oh, and a big bite. Cars are a little crazy, but yeah, I guess we bypassed there. I'm a little bit confused, to be honest, because we'll go this way. I thought we were gonna go into Baird, and that one guy said he had a problem getting in, but it didn't take us through Baird at all. Now I'm at Connetquot, so yeah, I'm confused. I mean, I don't know if I took a wrong turn somewhere, but everything was marked with white blazes, so I guess it doesn't go through Baird anymore. Oh. Interesting. There's a thing to like brush your foot off. All right, well, welcome to Connetquot State Park, I guess. We'll just carry on. Those of you that saw my Connetquot video will recognize this. It's the yellow trail slash white trail. We're now on the white trail, but they basically one and the same for a portion of this. This leads up to the hatchery, but beyond that, we'll continue on the white trail instead of looping back around on the red. But yeah, definitely less snow on the ground, that's for sure. Looking a little bit different. Less of that crunch, crunch, crunch sound. So, you know, we'll carry on. So I'm almost 6 miles in. So a bit over halfway. Still don't know what happened with Bayard there. I'll have to recheck maps, but otherwise still going well. Pretty sure this will be my longest hike in one shot, 10 miles. And like I said, the whole Greenbelt Trail is 30 miles, so I'm planning on doing it in 3 sections. And then eventually, you know, once I build up to it, maybe do the whole thing in one day. At my current pace, that would probably take me about 14-15 hours. So it's not enough daylight in the day to do it all in one shot. Unless I sneak into Heckscher, because Heckscher only opens up at dawn anyway. So that might be a summer goal. Although then we got to deal with my favorite ticks. So, you know, it's all about the journey, right? So we'll continue on. Like I said, probably won't be recording too much over here because if you guys really want to see this area, just go check out the Connetquot hike. It'll just be a little bit more snowy, but otherwise it'll look very similar, especially on the first half, because that's what we're doing right now. Did another quick wardrobe change. Feeling pretty warm. Temperature says it's, 1 second here, 45. But yeah, I mean, hiking definitely makes you warm. Well, I am wearing a beanie too, so that's kind of conserving a lot of my heat. But my midsection was definitely getting sweaty. That's one thing you got to be careful of. You know, wear layers so that when you get sweaty, you can take them off. Because if you can't, you get sweaty, and then there's like a tipping point where you're so wet that you actually start getting cold, and then you can't warm up. You start getting colder. And if you can't take layers off, you certainly can't put layers on most of the time. So the tip I've always heard is it's always easier to stay warm than it is to get warm. So whatever you can do to stay warm, and stay warm means don't get your clothes sweaty. You know, take off layers as you need to. Better to be a little bit chilly than too hot, because you can always, you know, walk at a brisker pace, warm yourself up a little bit. but once your clothes are sweaty, you're in for a tough time. So yeah, still going on the white/yellow trail. Sorry, I'm sure the sun is kind of blocking out my face there. There you go. We are still making our way to the fish hatchery. We are 6 miles and 3/4 in, so 7 miles, about 3 miles and change to go. And yeah, beautiful day, gorgeous weather. So far so good. Let's keep at it. We are just passing the hatchery. Still on our way towards Lakeland. We're now clear of the yellow trail because that kind of looped down. So we are now passing, well, like I mentioned, the hatchery, but we're on a little river that people use for fly fishing, which is nice. We're gonna take a little detour here and probably get a better, oh, sorry about that, sun in your eyes. Probably get a better view of the river here. Yeah, let's carry on. There's a deer over there. Don't want to spook it, but I probably am going to. Sorry, little deer. Oh, it's not spooked. Okay then. That is weird. I've never been this close to a deer before. It's a young one too. Okay, deer. Have a good day. What in the heck? Yeah, I'm wondering, is that like normal for a deer to be that unfazed, especially a young one? Like, where's mama deer? It's still in the same spot, so I mean, it didn't look hurt or anything, so you know, hopefully everything's okay. But you know, we got places to be. I'm getting picked up by my wife at Lakeland. Thankfully, we have cell signal here, so it's basically whenever I give her the signal, she'll come pick me up. Yeah, shooting to be there around 11 and change. Right now we're pretty much on the target for that, so we just have to continue on. One thing I will say is I am shocked at how much wood is on the floor. So one tip when you're camping, a lot of times you need wood, you know, firewood. Maybe you need little pieces of wood to make stakes or whatever. So you just need wood. That's one of the things you kind of rely on. Like if you go camping somewhere there's no wood, that's a problem. Usually mountain peaks or whatnot. I've never been there, but I've seen people camping up there above the tree line, and it's sketchy because you don't have much up there. But one thing that you want to look at for is pieces of wood that are down, so they're not growing, but they're not on the ground. So basically imagine like a tree that's fallen over and it's leaning like this, or branches that are on top of a tree, or basically any pieces of wood, because that'll keep it off the ground. Like here, let me show you an example. Like this, see? So the top of these branches you could potentially use. Now, if there are branches with, you know, leaves like this, you can't use that. But you see this fallen tree over here? The tops, those branches could be cut off, and that is, you know, pretty good firewood, depending on the tree. So that is everywhere. Like these branches that are actually on the floor, you don't want to use because they're probably going to be wet. But there's some sticking up like this, right? This is probably very dry. Yeah, see, this would burn no problem. Kindling to kind of start a fire going. And what I'm surprised about is there is so much wood on the ground everywhere. Now, Connetquot doesn't allow camping, so I can understand that side of it, that, you know, people really aren't using the fallen wood because you can't make a fire, you can't stay here, so there's no point. But the other side of it is, I think since this is a preserve, you're not allowed to take the wood out, which I kind of understand. Like, you don't want people chopping trees down, but still so much fallen wood, like that's, I mean, it's not, you know, it's kind of unsightly. There's deer here. I don't know how it is for the animals. And I imagine at some point it'll decompose and, you know, feed the forest or whatever. But that's so long away. Yeah, I just feel like there's so much fallen wood everywhere. I don't know if there's a plan to actually get some of that taken out, but I'd be for it, you know. I would say, hey, if people want to come take dead wood, rock and roll. But of course, then you have to regulate it, because, you know, what if people come and start chopping out trees that are perfectly fine and growing? That would be annoying. So, yeah, just my uneducated thoughts on this, but it's one of the only places that I've seen that you have fallen wood everywhere. See? Bunch of wood there, there. Wood there. See, there's an example of a tree that would be perfect because it fell over, but it's being held up, so it's out of moisture. If you can kind of see right there, this leaning tree, right? So that's dead, but it's held up over there. So if someone was making a campfire, that's perfect wood. So now the trail has turned into basically a car lane, like, you know, a dirt car path. And it definitely smells like animals over here. It has kind of like a farm smell. So I'm guessing that's the deer. Maybe there's like an area where they do their business around here, but it's like a pretty strong animal smell. Oh, and we're going to be crossing over a bridge that I enjoy, so let me show you guys what that looks like. Pretty sure I figured out what that animal smell was. It's horse poop. There's just a bunch of horse poop everywhere. Horses do use Connetquot Park for, you know, walking around and doing their thing. So not entirely unexpected that there's a bunch of horse poop around. But yeah, it's everywhere, unfortunately. So I wouldn't say it's an overwhelming smell. It's just definitely always there. Oh, and we're getting to a map. So let's see where we are. Okay, you are here. So this was along the highway. Came in with the yellow path. Then here was split off. This is where we saw the river. And I was talking about the wood and the collection. And then we joined back up. Went over the bridge right there. And now we're here. And we gotta just continue on. Cross. And then keep going up. And that's gonna be kind of where we call it quits. So let's carry on. Again, double blaze. Top one is towards the left, so we go left because we want the white trail. So here we have more examples of what I meant, like just wood everywhere. If you like camping or backpacking and you ever collect your own wood for a fire, it seems like a paradise. Just so much wood, it's insane. Yeah, I really wish they would let people use this, but at the same time, like I mentioned, it's probably reasons why they don't, so it is what it is. We are, let's see, hold on, just shy of 9 miles in, so we have about a mile to go. Definitely starting to feel it a little bit. My knees are, sore is a strong word, but I can feel my knees, is what I'm saying, whereas normally I really can't. So yeah, we're in the home stretch. At our current pace should be about 20-30 minutes, and then we'll be done. And I can call my wife. She'll be so happy to come get me. All right, let's carry on here. One thing that kind of helps keep me in the moment is, so Connetquot and a lot of Long Island, there's really no, wildlife besides deer and simple stuff. But point being, everything's pretty much scared of you, right? When you get upstate more, and in a lot of places you have wildlife that's not as scared of you, right? You got bears, I don't know, coyotes, there's jaguars, or I don't know, whatever. There's stuff out there that generally will run away from you, but it might not. So when you're hiking in one of those areas, it keeps you a little bit more focused, and I find it keeps me a little bit more present, right? Because if you can run into a bear around the corner, you're usually paying attention. When I find myself kind of drifting off into my own world, especially hiking places like Connetquot, might be silly, but it works for me. It might work for some of you. I like to think about, like, oh, what if there was a loose, bear or a loose jaguar or something, and you just kind of trick your brain into looking around. And there's been a few times that I was kind of like zoned out, did that, and then I spotted deer or birds or something. Not every time, but sometimes, I'll catch myself drifting, and then I play that little game, and it tends to work. So just a little tip for those of you out there that want to really be paying attention when you're out on the trail. Pretend there's a mountain lion around the corner. So I can see cars driving by, and I'm guessing this is going to be the end of Connetquot. We're going to be crossing over Veterans Memorial Highway and then entering Lakeland Park. And that will take us to our stopping point for this hike. So, yeah. Again, feeling it in my legs. Told my wife about 20 minutes out, roughly, but I'll tell her when it's a little bit closer to the actual time. Yeah, I can see now the highway here, so this is indeed going to be the crossing point, which is so much fun. So we are here, just gotta cross over and make our way up there. Easy peasy, right? Oh, there's that brush. made it over. I did feel kind of bad because the crossing path thing that you guys saw, it blocks traffic both ways on a highway. I mean, it's really nice, you know, but there must have been like, I don't know, 8-10 cars stopped with a red light, and it's just little old me crossing over, so I felt kind of bad. So I didn't want to record that and just kind of, I don't know, it doesn't seem right. But yeah, we're now in Lakeland Park on the final stretch. Yeah, I gotta say, so far, and the crazy thing to me is this is just a third. I'm only doing a third of the Greenbelt Trail, because in total like a 33-mile hike. I looked up records, and some people do this, or some people have done it in about 3 hours, the whole thing. Meanwhile, I'm going on 4 hours for a third. Granted, they, I'm sure they're, you know, endurance athletes who train for this sort of thing, but still very impressive. So yeah, we'll carry on. Here's to almost being at the finish line. Lakeland Park so far is lovely. A couple of muddy areas, but not too bad. Blazes continue being marked very well. A few bridges that we just passed over, especially muddy areas. So, all in all, so far a lovely hike. We're about half a mile away. So, I don't know, 10 minutes. I think I might have said I was 10 minutes away before, but I think I was measuring, what do they say, as the crow flies? Basically a straight shot. But these trails, you know, turn and twist and go up and down. So what looked like a half mile distance to go before, actually is looking more like it was about a mile. So probably at the half-mile mark now, just because of the twisting. But you know, definitely feeling it. Definitely a little bit tired in the old knees, but feels it's lovely to be outside, that's for sure. And couldn't have picked a more perfect day. about to be 50 degrees. We'll have to check for ticks, but small price to pay to enjoy the beautiful outdoors for, you know, a little bit more than 4 hours. It's going to be probably the total time for this hike. If you guys feel so inclined, feel free to get out here. Even hike little sections of it. Let me know in the comments, you know, what you guys think. But yeah, I feel like this is my outro, like at the end of the video, but no, not yet. I think my legs want it to be done. My legs are definitely tired. But yeah, still a little bit more to go. But yeah, we'll carry on. Oh, this is not creepy at all. Just a little bit creepy. That's okay. Oh, there's the white trail. I will say, might have said this before, but so far, every time I came to a crossroads or something, and I was like, I wonder which way I'm supposed to go. There was always a white blaze within, like, a clear shot. I think there was one point where it was like a little bit farther out. It was tougher to see, but I still saw it. It just had to look a little harder. It wasn't like obvious. But most of the time it's been really obvious. Like even right here, the old blaze telling me to turn right. Wow, beautiful. This cute little boardwalk. Now here, I'm not seeing a white blaze. Guessing it's this way. Hopefully, we'll see. I might be off the track now. So yeah, I was going the wrong way on that. That's okay. Literally just a couple minutes out of my way, so nothing too bad. Thankfully, I got that GPS tracking on, so it told me to go this way for the actual trail. And there's the white blazes. Did I jinx myself on that or what? I was like, oh, it's so clear. Boom. Immediately made a wrong turn. So if you guys are doing this and you come to the boardwalk, turn left at the intersection of the boardwalk. And here's another section. Oh yeah, there's a white blaze. So yeah, that was funny. That's all right though. All in good fun. And we carry on. And we are now getting to the main parking lot. So I'm about to consider this done and dusted. So thank you so much for joining me on this now 11-mile trek. I thought it was gonna be 10. 11-mile and change trek for Greenbelt from Heckscher to Lakeland Park. You know the deal. If you like this stuff, subscribe, like the video, keeps it going, and we are at the end. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna call the wife and get on out of here. Thanks again, and go take a hike.